Here is part of the new Greek church, St. Nicholas Greek Church. It was originally a much smaller church, and it was further away from the World Trade Center and the whole area, but they made a deal with the Greek church. Like if they gave them a lot more space, they would be able to take the other space that the Greek church had. And it was a tough negotiation because when you negotiate, you always hope both parties come to an agreement, but there's always disagreements. And here the disagreement was how much space the new church was going to have, how much work was going to be done by the Port Authority on the base, because underneath here is a parking garage. And there needed to be a lot of reinforcement under the church. You can see how massive the church is. So there needed to be a lot of reinforcement, and the question was, who was going to pay for it? How soon was it going to get done? It took years of negotiation because it dragged on and on and on, but the Greek church was very adamant. They wanted what they wanted, and if the government didn't want to agree, if the Port Authority didn't want to agree, then they'd want their other space back. And now when you're negotiating with the Port Authority, I'm sure some people out there realize the Port Authority is an entity that's owned and controlled by both the states of New York and New Jersey. One of the heads is appointed by New York State, the other of the heads is appointed by New Jersey. So you can see how it's all set up to be a tough negotiating situation when you have two states that control an authority, and that authority has to decide how money gets to be spent. And you can imagine it's going to be difficult. But as we all know, churches are around forever, so they have time to negotiate. And the states have time to negotiate, except progress has to be made, so they finally came to a decision to decide how to build this church, how much space to allocate. And you can see it's right next to the 9/11 memorial and right next to 3 World Trade Center. That's the building in the distance there, and the Oculus, and also right next to 4 World Trade Center here. Just a beautiful place for the church to be. It's going to be a very, very popular church. The other church was much smaller, but this church, I'm sure, is going to be very, very nice for the congregation. Ultra modern. Is another view of St. Nicholas. It's going to be a national shrine, but also a church. I'm sure that's probably the negotiating tactics both sides used to say it's a national shrine in order to justify giving St. Nicholas a lot of additional space than it had before. Because obviously you have to make some justification to the people. You can't just say we're going to give the church 5,000 square feet when it was previously only a couple thousand square feet. Someone's going to ask the question, why? Why do they get to have more than other people? And you can see the area around the church has so much space. And again, as it is a national shrine, it has a reason for having like the extra space and the extra beauty around here. Like you can just see how beautiful this park is and how people are going to enjoy it all around from all over New York, from all over the world. And you can see they put a lot of work into this park. What a great job they did. And once the church is open, it's just going to be great for all the parishioners and everyone else. And you can see the World Trade Center in the background. And then we're coming right back to the church. And of course, this is going to be the entryway, but it's going to be a very popular shrine, very popular church. At the rest of the park around St. Nicholas Church, just to show the world how wonderful everything is around here, and how the rest of the world and the rest of the country should visit the downtown area of New York and see what this park is like. What a great job they've done. And you saw a little bit of this earlier, just a chance to see another view of the park and the church.